are feral Troglodons, pinpoint spitters, in patch 6.3.2. Setting the jokes about full-figure software engineers aside, I worked hard to get some footage together that helps show the strengths and shortcomings of the unit. There will be math, but seeing is believing. Recruited for 1700 gold and 425 upkeep on Ultra 1 Troglodon, comes with 7520 health, armor 95, and missile resistance 15% like a Carnosaur. Leadership of 60 is what we'd expect for a feral predator. Speed is 75, but did you realize charge speed was 120? That's better charge speed than a Carnosaur, even the blessed one, in fact. Melee attack begins at 39 and inflicts poison with each melee blow. Poison may be a skink thing generally in campaign, but Saurus usually go without it, so this may be very useful. Attack interval 3.6 is faster than the norm. Splash target size large means that even trolls will dilute damage between them. Max targets damaged is 5. Melee defense 46 isn't anything like bad whatsoever. Weapon strength 450 is split base 120 and armor piercing 330, and while there is no bonus versus infantry or versus large, this is absolutely not a bad figure. The idea it is weak in melee is rubbish, but of course the HP is not top tier here. Charge bonus is 50 and mass is 3500. Ammunition comes at 20 spits default. Range for the spits is 120 meters. Missile damage is officially 800, with poison with each spit, but again, my footage was designed to emphasize the strengths and weaknesses, not in that order. Direct impacts are split base 100 and armor piercing 320 damage with a bonus versus large of 150 affecting only damage splitting along the same ratio, and only if you strike directly a large target, so far as I know. There is a detonation radius of 5 meters, which doesn't look like much visually, but within that, base 140 and armor piercing 80 damage, and of course, this will affect targets directly hit too. Reload time is 8 seconds default, total accuracy 35, means it has a lot of positive adjustment. Calibration distance 100 meters means it's only extra inaccurate past that. Calibration area 0.5 meters means it is really quite pinpoint accurate against many targets, even foot characters. Penetration cap of small means it's difficult to make out penetration happening at all, and max targets after the first is 2 maximum. Anyway, on paper that's how it's supposed to be. I found it hard to tell how much was being done against regular infantry blobs from spitting. At least that's within 6.3.1 when I took the footage. Fortunately, I end with footage against large single entities that shoot back. Necrofex Colossus times 2. So let me be blunt. The ranged attack is pretty strong if at all allowed to be. It is just meant for single monsters or at worst, low entity count enemies. Feral isn't just for show. This unit will rampage when under 75% health, and after that fades when under 25% health one last time. Standard features, Primal Instincts and Predatory Fighter are included as well, as is Siege Attacker, and Causes Fear and Causes Terror. No Wall Breaker. This is not a good siege unit. In the redline skills, it really is Beast Driver at 3 pips, offering melee defense plus 6, weapon strength plus 12%, and missile strength plus 8%. At rank 7 and up, Epicentrist provides armor plus 10, leadership plus 5, and charge bonus plus 12 flat. In the tech tree, it's a little thin. Tablet of Beasts gives plus 2 recruit rank, Great Beast Rampage adds plus 5 melee attack, and the upkeep and recruitment cost reductions apply, but it's not getting some huge helping of other stuff. So how do we use the feral Troglodon? As I keep feeling the need to emphasize, it's not the tank a Bastillodon is, but it's emphatically not weak in melee, and that charge speed is super scary if you're a war wagon or something similar. Much as I'm sure people will scoff and say just bring oracles, well, you have limits to those. So what about its main job? Put simply, keep this thing spitting in contempt and invective at the larger targets, even steam tanks if from a proper angle, and you'll get a lot further than trying to roast infantry. Leave that to the ancient salamanders. I mean, they can do it a bit, but ammunition 20 won't last forever, so you need to prioritize. And even pinpoint attacks on the necromancer in the back won't be wasted, provided the necromancer is within 120 meters of the Troglodon. In fact, most of the Troglodon's value as a missile monster is as a silent assassin. It's going to gouge out a single victim's hit points without it being easy to notice. That's good for you. So what about the Pharaoh Rage? Well, that means if you shoot it enough while it's engaged in missile combat, it'll charge in. And that could be okay, or it could be disastrous. This is the main way you'll lose them in battle. So you work around it and take the good and the bad. Cases will exist where you're fighting a trash stack with no leader you can properly attack. And that's when it's at its weakest, but it's still decent in melee and tough to hit in melee. It's probably strongest against armies with 1 or 2 feature units you want to focus down while keeping those locked up in melee. Overcomplicating it will create over-reliance on a unit that can go rampage whenever it gets beaten up, so you really do have to accept the bad with the good to make good use of it. Take care and have fun rampaging through the enemy's forces, for better or worse.